Hello everyone, welcome to your second royal reading today here at MadWorldTarot. It's the 4th of July as I'm doing these readings today. It's Independence Day in the United States. Happy 4th of July to those of you watching who are celebrating today. To who, well, we expect are celebrating, and I'm sure we'll see something on Instagram at some stage, are Harry and Meghan. I'm doing a quick energy check-in for both of them today. See how life is for them over in Montecito or wherever they are. I'm using the Apprentice Tarot for the readings today. It's a pared down version of the 12 card reading I normally do. I'll talk you through the card, just getting a sense of money and progress and ambition and family life, home, marriage, all that sort of thing. Just to see how they are doing, the pair of them. And lots of energy in these cards today. Interestingly, although I think I need to shuffle one more time. So it's going to be an 8-card reading that I'm going to put out for Meghan Markle. Oh, we've got some difficult cards that are flying out for her. But we'll put them back in. Don't need to shuffle them back in, apparently. And see what the cards have to tell us. I need to remind you, of course, it's tarot. It's for fun and entertainment. It is all speculation, all my opinion, just energy we read here. And disclaimer in the box below. Let's see what we can see with our 8-card reading. Harry looked like he was having a bit of a moment. When is he ever not? It was pretty grim. His energy, is she doing any better? Madame, she's still riding that high from launching her rosé. Perhaps she drank it all and that's why they ran out of stock so quickly. Who knows what goes on in Montecito? We do try desperately to find out through the agency of tarot, and other people try other things. Underlying energy, Ace of Pentacles. She's very keen on herself at the moment and her ability to monetize herself and her children and her HRH and her whatever else she's trying to monetize. The big payday, new opportunity or potential to prosper, and bountiful gifts. Well, that would be the rosé that's talking there. I suspect it's a bit like her plucking that apricot from the apricot tree, which clearly had never been on that particular apricot tree, according to all the people who dissected that image for all it was worth. It's amazing the Princess of Wales can do some minor editing, photoshopping on a family photo and be pilloried. But Madame can pluck a supermarket apricot from an apricot tree and nobody says a word in the media anyway. How marvelous is it to be little Miss Markle with such power over mainstream media, in my opinion. So Ace of Pentacles is all about the money, this new venture of hers. She's very caught up in it. She's very excited about it. She's going to be a billionaire, according to the Ace of Pentacles anyway. And that's in her mind only, I would say. We're going to ask a direct money question in this reading. Let's get to it. Public profile for little Miss Markle. How's she doing in the public's eye? Yeah, nobody is that convinced here. Irrational, distorted thought. It's the moon in reverse. Uncentered, wild impulse. Unrepressed creativity. Well, that's a laugh. Unrepressed creativity. That would be her Instagram account, which someone else should really take over. They should shut her out of it for a while. The moon is about all things repressed. And then they kind of bleed through when the moon is in reverse. And you see things that maybe you don't want to see. You see some of the lunacy, perhaps, the derangement, the irrational behavior, the obsession. Children inherent in the moon card as well. Pregnancies, bumps, twerking, bumps that fold and shift. And you can hoik just about over your shoulder when you're trying to induce labor. It's amazing what can happen. But there's the moon. So I think we're all seeing the level of cray-cray. I think that's the short answer to the question. And that is, of course, in my opinion. How about the money? We've got the Ace of Pentacles as the signifier for her in this reading. How's the money situation over in Montecito today? Oh dear. We have the Magician in reverse. Trickery, untapped potential, improper use of power, lacking resources. Because the Magician has everything at his or her disposal. Traditionally, you can see the cup, the wand, the pentacle, and the sword. All things at their disposal to manifest, to create. But in reverse, short on all of those things, not able to convince anyone of anything, that Magician in reverse, but trying very hard to pretend. It's the trickster card. In reverse, it's particularly tricky. It's particularly unbelievable. So we have 2 cards on the tarot table of, well, with somewhat deceptive energy around them for me as an energy reader. The Moon in reverse and the Magician in reverse. They're big cards, they're major arcana. She's trying to convince us of something which isn't necessarily true. And there's a lot of speculation that this whole reason why she sells out in the first 2 minutes that her website goes live, and then, oh, sorry, can't fulfill your order, going to hang on to your coin, and later on I'll ship you something else that you didn't order. There's a lot of speculation that that's a bit of a money-making racket there, that she's holding the money and trying to, I don't know, pay school fees with it. I'm being snarky, of course. As I'm saying, this is speculation and nobody necessarily believes it, but there are those theories that are circulating about her finances and why maybe she can't actually stock up well. She just can't afford to. So, how about life on the home front in Montecito? I assume she's living in Montecito. What's the energy like there? Oh dear, 10 of Wands. More work, responsibility, burden, under stress, handling the load, almost done, final push. It's a very difficult card, the 10 of Wands. And I'm reflecting back to the has-been and his reading, which I've just done. He had the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which screamed at me lazy, not bothered, not pulling his weight on the home front, not doing chores, not looking after the kids, maybe just being a bit out of it. I didn't say it there, but I'm going to say it here because the burden has fallen on her. And if I felt even vaguely sympathetic towards her now, I would feel sorry for her that it has all landed on her. But well, she got herself into this situation, did she not? She knew what she was marrying. She knew very well what she was marrying. She was marrying someone incompetent, someone who had no life skills to speak of, someone who never earned his keep, somebody who allegedly doesn't even bother to flush the loo because someone else will in those 16 bathrooms. That's the rumor anyway. It's a bit apocryphal, but you know, I can believe it. Somebody who's a bit dim, well, in fact, very dim. Somebody who doesn't understand money, somebody who's probably never had to phone a plumber, an electrician, or the pool guy, or backwash the pool, or any of those things. And the best he seems able to do is walk the dog, maybe. So all on her. And that would be the financial burden as well as the maintenance, the upkeep, the air frying the chicken nuggets or whatever the kids get. Okay, end of snark. Let's move on to projects, work as ever. Over here, what do we have? Oh, yeah, she's very confident that this is going to massively change her fortune. This silly as ever brand that Netflix, I think, is quietly, half-heartedly subsidizing. And that with Love, Meghan, Salinas, that they are streaming, and we've got more of that coming in the next month or two. Wheel of Fortune is catching. This is her big lucky break, turning point. She thinks that this is going to change her finances. It's going to be like winning the lotto. It's sitting with that Ace of Pentacles. She's absolutely convinced that this is going to be like the Hailey Bieber thing where she sold that makeup brand for gazillions, billions. Let's be specific. Having done almost nothing to it, I don't know if I'm doing her a disservice by saying that. But I think Meghan thinks that she's going to get someone come along and say, oh, we'll give you $1 billion for your brand because everybody loves you and that name, Little Miss Markle, is so valuable. Yeah. How about the marriage? This is not what's actually happening. This is what they think is happening. Just, the Empress in reverse. We're getting such big cards on this tarot table, major arcana after major arcana, and tens and aces, completions and fresh starts. Empress in reverse when it comes to the marriage. This is a toxic feminine energy. The keywords, weak maternal instinct, smothering, coddling, or being infertile, cough, cough, disconnected from nature. Oh, for sure. That apricot, she plucked it from the tree. That was never on the tree, in my opinion, allegedly, and all of those disclaimery type words. But the Empress in reverse is a woman who's gone cold, who's toxic, who's not keen anymore to nurture, to be the supportive role that the Empress is when she's in her best energy, her upright energy. Generous, abundant, gracious, loving, gorgeous, beautiful, supportive. She's wonderful when she's upright. She's taken that away. It's also Mummy Diana, because it's mother energy, the Empress. So that aspect of their relationship that we hear about eternally, very toxic, very negative, souring. I think even she might be souring on the notion of being Mummy Diana too, and being bored with it and not that keen on playing that role anymore, or channeling Mummy Diana when she's doing yoga. Does she do yoga? I don't think so. That's my personal opinion. It doesn't look like she does any form of, well, I nearly said physical activity, but that kind of physical activity. So let's move on to ambition. How's that doing? Is life living up to what she dreamed it would provide when she met the has-been at wherever she met him? Cough, cough, Soho House, cough, cough. Did I say that? Maybe it was Tess. Tess is snoring here. Is life all it's cracked up to be? She's still dreaming her dreams. King of Wands, yes, she is. She still thinks that it's all hers for the taking. It's her energy. She is Wands. She's normally Queen of Wands, but King of Wands can come through as more sort of dynamic energy, more proactive energy, more like follow me, bold leadership, it says, decisive, motivates others, clear direction, ambitious, driven, the King of Wands. She still thinks that she is a founder, a very successful female founder. And I'm sure that she thinks she leads her team brilliantly, or teams, because Archewell has a team, Netflix has a team, there were other teams, so there's a whole bunch of teams that she leads. And I think she honestly believes that if she just keeps leading the way she's leading, it's all just going to be brilliant. Because of course she's whip smart, very creative, very astute when it comes to marketing and launching and all of that stuff. This is her energy that I'm reading. This is not universe saying this is what's going to happen. This is her version of what is going on, just to make that very clear. How about friends? How about belonging in Montecito, belonging in that A+++ list grouping that she landed in the middle of but seems to be shunned by currently? How's that going? Oh dear, Two of Swords in reverse. Stalemate, indecision. For me, it's more than that. It's having been cut out. When the card is in reverse, the Two of Swords is about cutting. It's about making decisions that are very difficult and that you hesitate to make, and for a long time you sort of dither, and should I or shouldn't I, and then eventually you just say, okay, oh well. I think what's going on with that Two of Swords in reverse is that she has been shunned, that she's been iced out by all of those people like Orlando Bloom and Katie, what's her face, Perry and Gwyneth Paltrow and Oprah and Gail and all of them. All those Montecito women that were on her podcast, all of those people. I don't think she's getting phone calls. I don't think she's getting invitations. I think she's been shunned. I think they've decided to ice her out. Difficult decision, because it basically means icing a Prince of the Realm out too, has been. But if she is as loathsome as we speculate she is, and as we've been told by Vanity Fair, who else? Hollywood Reporter. Who else has talked about her alleged bullying and how difficult she is? The Duchess, the Demon Duchess, or Duchess Difficult and High Heels, or whatever she was called. It's there. Rather not have anything to do with her. Thank you. I'm getting strong Gwyneth Paltrow kind of regret of, ooh, I wish I hadn't done that silly stunt, and now I've had to shun her, change my phone number, lock the gate, you know, change the locks on the doors, make sure no one can land with their broomstick on my roof. How about mental health, our final card? How about addiction, anything like that we should know about? What's going on there? We got the Six of Swords, and it's in reverse. Resistance to change, pulled back into turmoil. I joked about her drinking all the rosé. She did tell us on the TIG, I think it was the TIG, or was it the working actress thing that she also had years ago on social media, how when she was rejected, she didn't get a part, she'd take to the bed with a bottle of wine and a baguette and spend the day that way. It's giving that kind of energy, the Six of Swords in reverse, going sucked back into the past, sucked back into difficulty. That if she does have issues, if she has got mental health issues, depression, anxiety, some sort of disorder, or if she does have a slight issue with substances, she's been pulled back into that. She's finding it difficult to let go of that and move away from that energy. So for all the bravado that's on this table with the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, there is some very difficult energy on this table too. People seeing the cray-cray with the Moon in reverse, failing to manifest all that money, running out of resources to possibly restock, resupply, all of that stuff, finding it very difficult to run that home, feeling very alone, carrying the burdens of maybe paying the mortgage, maybe doing home maintenance and stuff like that, all falling on her shoulders. She's really checked out of the marital relationship. With that Empress in reverse. I think she's quite nasty now to the has-been. Empress in reverse is nasty. And I think shunned by the good folk of Montecito. Two of Swords in reverse, my energy reading, of course, my opinion. And then I think she has got some quite serious mental health problems there. They're not so serious that there's going to be a complete crash with the Six of Swords in reverse, but I just think more like circling. And if you've ever had mental health problems, you know the circling thing where in the middle there is that vortex that could drag you right down to the bottom. I get the feeling that she's circling around the outer edges of it, not quite spiraling, but that's not out of the frame going forward. That's my energy reading. Tess, snoring, and thank you for watching, and again I wish you a very happy holiday if you're celebrating, and I'll see you again tomorrow.